What's up guys, TheMerryGamer here, and welcome back to another episode on the JSano Fan Server, and it's just hitting sunset. So, I've kind of got to the stage of the build where I can start recording again, which is absolutely fantastic, and I've done quite a lot of work. I decided to get on top of this tower here because I thought it was kind of a nice perch to sit at, because when looking down the other way, you kind of get to see a nice look of what we've built. So that's what I kind of wanted to show off straight away, is just this. So if we go here, like, just look at what we have done. So unfortunately we've got this stupid dirt pillar, but you can look around and see, and it looks fantastic. So you can see I've done a lot of work, and the base is coming along very nicely. The castle is going along pretty well. There's still a big majority of this side to do, but this side's really starting to get built up, and it's really the part that I'm starting to enjoy, is getting this done. So, and that's what I want to focus on this episode, is this, and more particularly the tower that goes here. That's the thing I want to focus on next. Sorry, I got the hiccups. So yeah, we'll hop down here, and I will show you what I've done. So let's, there we go. And my headphones are not in, I just noticed, so let me just plug that in and hit volume. There we go. Sorry for that. Alright, oh, that's way too loud. Let's go here. Alright, there we go. So yes, we're up here. I've decided to, you know what, I'm just going to break this and jump down, pretty much. Oh, I might not survive that, actually, so I'm going to end a pearl down. Use my last pearl to get down here. There we go. Alright, so this hasn't changed much. This is pretty normal to you guys. We've got this here, though. I literally just finished building this now, and I went and add the nether brick fences right at the tippy top of those pillars. That's why I was up there, and then I decided I'm pretty much ready to record. So this is the entrance to the castle, and that's what I've done so far. The wall runs along this part here, so I'm not really doing this stuff just yet. This might be something I'll work off over time or whatever. I'm not in a hurry to do that, so I'm really happy with how that turned out. I added the torches. I originally didn't have the torches there, but I've had to add them there for lighting reasons, because drop creepers. I have the issue along this side of the place is actually incredibly dangerous at night, because this top layer is full blocks, or like underneath the stairs, so pretty much mobs can spawn on there, and I did have a creeper fall on me pretty much when I was kind of just doing like all the windows and that on that edge over there, and he dropped down and blew up a good portion of the wall today. So that was a good thing to do this morning. But as I said, I've been working on this, and as you can see, I've done all the windows. Windows are all in, the frame's done, doors is ready. This sort of edge you don't get to see because this fills in. This is where the wall goes, and the walls are pretty much all wool. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to go with that. Like, I went with wool because it has that kind of, like when you look at old builds, old gothic builds, like that kind of like Tudor sort of style, it has that sort of white sort of material look on the walls, on the inside and out. And you know, they have those like wooden roofs, which is what this building has. This is like the start of the next layer that goes over the top of these blocks here is all logs. So yeah, it has that very Tudor sort of look. Unfortunately, I'm not a massive fan of the wool texture, but unfortunately there's not really much I can do about it. It's really the only good block I can choose. Like, the only other options I was thinking was doing cyan clay, which would be incredibly expensive once again, because I'm using more clay. Like, all my clay is going towards bricks, and if I was to devote it to hardened clay, then it would slow the build down. So I'm thinking of not using clay, hardened clay at all, just to save for the bricks for the walls. At the same time, is that it kind of, none of them worked well besides cyan, which kind of goes well with the brick, like the stone bricks, but then it made the build really dark, and it's not the point. It's the point that, you know, when you have that sort of wool on the inside, it's supposed to brighten it up, change it a bit, and make it look a bit more nicer on the inside. So I'm not really sure how to do the inside yet. I'm kind of tossing and turning between designs. I've started rebuilding this room on the inside in creative to see if I can come up with a better version. I'm trying different scenarios of white blocks. I've tried quartz, I've tried bone. I've tried snow, just none of them seem to work really nicely. Quartz, it's too, like you see the squares too much. Bone was nice, but I felt like it was hard to texture other colors with it because of the block texture itself. I felt like they clashed, so that was hard. Snow was okay. It was a good alternative for the wool, but unfortunately it added, like a blue tinge to it, and I didn't want that. So I think I'm just going to stick with the wool. But anyway, I think I'm waffling on a bit too much. So as I said, this episode, the plan is I want to try and get this tower either started or finished. It's actually a pretty tall tower. It gets way bigger than this. Like, this is only a tiny bit taller than this at the moment. This ends up being taller than this altogether. But this tower ends up like way up here. So that's what I kind of want to work on. It's going to look weird because it's going to be like the best way to explain it, it's going to be like half done. So this wall and this wall up until pretty much where you see all of this, it's going to, like where you see the cobblestone, that's where I'm going to be building the walls up, and then I'm going to leave this like kind of part, this like chunk of it blank, because you need to leave room for the roof to connect back into it for this part. So yeah, it's going to look a bit funny from like when you're looking at from this direction, but from the outside it's going to look great. And that actually reminds me as well, I've also been busy with the outside. I've got a lot of things to update you guys on this time, because it's been a few days, pretty much I think a week since I recorded the last one. So it's taken a while to get to this stage. It took a long time to fill in all of that and get that ready, but I've been working on the terrain, so I haven't touched this side. I've once again warped around this side, and this time I've decided how I'm going to do the land, so I'll just show you how it's done. So the land actually wraps all the way around here, and then you can start seeing the stone coming in. A lot of people are probably wondering why I had a lot of stone saved up and not turning it into bricks and that when I needed it. But I've got it wrapped around up until this point here, and when you look at it, it actually starts to drop off, and you can see what I'm going to do. So to make it easier to blend the land in and bring it down, I'm kind of, it's weird because like, it's kind of like the reason why I don't record myself doing this part is because it's a bit of like a win and fail, like a yes and no sort of process. I'll place some dirt, see if it looks nice, and I'll look at some patterns and I'm not really sure, because I'm trying to replicate what I have in my creative world, but it's hard to, because the actual height of where the mountain is from where compared to where the bottom of this, like, it's probably about 20 to 30 block difference. So this is supposed to be another 20 to 30 blocks higher. But the reason I can't do that is because I built that pretty much on level 0, flat world. So I had to kind of cut it in half and now try and bring the terrain down in half the amount of space I normally did. So to do that, I'm compensating for cliff faces, and that's what I've started designing here. So to make this easier, we're just going to have some sharp cliff faces in here, like obviously a bit detailed cliff faces. It'll make blending this into the terrain so much more easier. It might look a bit funny coming from this direction, but then it'll also look kind of cool at the same time. And yeah, because it's like kind of a random mountain, but hopefully it will blend in nicely. And yeah, it gets obviously easier the more we get this way, because the terrain goes up. So when you actually look at the back corner, like over here, we don't have like from that corner here, we don't have too much far. So actually, it's more work to do at the front, pretty much is what I'm saying, than the back. So, and the sides aren't too bad. It's really, the front is going to be a big old pain in the booty. So I'm not looking forward to this. That's why I'm kind of wrapping around first. But anyway, as I said, I need to do a cut. We need to get building. So I'm going to start doing this tower, and I will update you guys when it's either finished or when I'm happy with the progress, and I'll show you some stuff. So I'll catch you guys in a second. Okie dokie guys, welcome back. It has been, once again, a little while since I last recorded, and I've been working very busy on the base and on the castle. And it's bright and early at the moment. It's only it's 2 minutes off 8:30 in the morning. I've been up early today, working hard, and yeah, pretty much the tower, the outside of the tower is finished. Obviously, the inside still needs to be done. That's probably something I'm gonna have to start working on off camera and start working on next episode, because the inside of that building we need to start getting done, so I can start getting the outside fixtures done for it and getting the roofing and all that sort of stuff. It'll make it a hell of a lot easier. So without further ado, let's reveal the tower, my favorite tower. So let's go from here. So I can see that one block and Enderman's taken. That's great. So you guys haven't seen the place from a distance for a while, so this will be a nice little way of showing off the base. And here we go. Ah, there we go. The tower is built. So you can obviously see there's a little bit missing in the bottom, kind of like left corner. You can just see that's where the roof of the other area connects, and that's where like the last bottom line of it goes. And on the other side, a tiny like column of it's missing as well. It gets filled in a tiny bit, but that's kind of like where the entrances go for the tower as well. So it has taken a little while. It's taken a few days to build this one big old tower. It very daunting and very very big. Like you can see, like even with my render distance at at 10, it still goes a bit hazy when it's at the top. And that's not the biggest tower. There's another tower that's over here that's a bit bigger. It'll probably go up to about there or so, kind of like in the middle of my crosshair. So yeah, where's the sun? Okay, sun's going down. I don't have too much time to really show it off, so I'm going to quickly run over here so you guys can get a nice view from over here. I actually haven't looked from over here to see what it looks like either, so it'd be nice to see what it looks like. Oh, there's a ravine here. I never actually noticed. Oh, no, it's because it's a little one. So yeah, it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. And I'm glad that it's done. So yeah, this is the tower from this angle. So this angle looks obviously awesome as well. It's getting there. Like obviously, you know, we still need to do like all the terrain here, but as you can see what it's gonna turn into, like it's pretty much gonna turn into sheer cliff face. And actually, looking from this side, it might actually work, like the blending in of this. If we do enough trees and that sort of stuff and blend it in nicely, it actually will work. So I'm really happy with how it looks and how it's turned out. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna quickly give you guys a little tour and a little sneak peek of what it is. So the actual way you get to the top isn't built yet, so I've got a ladder put in, so we can get to the top at the moment. So, yeah, I want to get the interior done, but I need to go do some wool grinding. I've decided that I'm going to do the white wool, you know, keep to the Tudor style that I was doing. So, oh, as well as that, I actually didn't mention, this was here last time, Ace dropped this off. He gave a red banner, he gave a diamond sword, and a diamond pickaxe. I haven't used it. Yeah, I believe it was Ace, because he was over here at one point, and then he left, and then there was a chest, so I presume it was him. But, just to show this off a tiny bit, hopefully there's no creepers or skellies up on these edges for us, but this is the tower. This is obviously, this bit here is kind of like where entrances happen on the inside. It's not 100, it's a bit smaller than that, but I just left it to give myself enough room. And then if we climb this big old ladder all the way to the top, as you can see on the right side where the cobblestone is, and if you look quickly to the left as we're passing it, it's not even. That's because the roof cuts off a tiny bit here because it kind of goes like up on a slope. So that was a bit tricky to redo. And then we've got this a big old tower. And the reason why I've left these gaps, originally I designed it without the gaps, and I think why I'm leaving the gaps now is because you have that E83, I think, the wings, the flying wings. This could be like the perfect, you know, like launch station for yourself to get yourself a good flying point. So I'm really happy with that. Then in here, you know, it's kind of like a little owlery, you know, like kind of like where owls come in and pop in, you know, sort of thing. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire build. It looks really nice from up here. I'm really happy with it. So we still need to get going with this. So I'm hoping that by next episode I might have the bottom floor done and then the second floor placed with all this spruce, another layer of spruce on top of it, by the start of next episode. And during the episode we will, oh, there's a zombie, during the episode we will work on, I swung at you and you didn't take damage. There we go. And then during that episode, hopefully we can get the... I want to try and finish all of this building next episode, which is, that's a tall order. I doubt that will happen. It might be in 2 parts, so we'll see how it goes. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end the episode off here, guys. I hope you guys like my favorite tower, and I hope that you're liking the progress of the build so far. So as usual, thank you all for watching. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. So see you later, guys.